Have you ever used a bad Pokemon? Now, I'm not talking about something like using Mismagius in OU instead of using something like Gengar or Chandelure. No, I'm not talking about that. I'm saying, have you ever used a Pokemon that is so bad, so fundamentally garbage that you can't help but chuckle if you see it on your opposing team's opening matchup? Now, going through the PU tier, I've meticulously picked 6 contestants who are arguably the 6 worst Pokemon in the entire game that are still quote-unquote usable Pokemon. Now, I've made sure not to overlap the individual roles of each Pokemon. So, for example, I've only chosen one Ice-type Pokemon in this list because otherwise there'd be quite a lot of just specific Ice-type Pokemon. So now this plans to be a weekly series that I'm going to be trying to uphold, and going over the opening roster that we have right now. Our first contestant is Rotom Frost. Now, Rotom Frost, of course, is our Ice type of choice that we're going to be choosing right here. Now, you might be asking me, why have I chosen Rotom Frost as the arguably worst Ice type in the tier when there are so many other arguably possibly worse Ice types in the tier? Now, I actually have a very good argument planned, and I'm actually going to lay that out for you guys why I've chosen Rotom Frost over the other ones for this competition. Alright, so hopefully that will suffice as an explanation. I did, of course, just go over why this is the Ice type of choice over something like Avalugg or Delibird. I'm not actually entirely sure if that got caught recording, but let's just assume it will. So anyways, yeah, Rotom Frost is, of course, going to be our Ice type of choice. Now, our second competitor is the normal type of choice. We've got the all-around base 60 Pokemon. Everyone's favorite thing to laugh at is Spinda. Now, this Pokemon is known to be very gimmicky, with the pretty much only thing it's known for is a contrary superpower. Now, we're hoping to prove some people wrong and show this Pokemon as as pretty useful, or it might even win the competition as being the worst of the worst. I guess we will have to see. Our third competitor, a bit of a throwback to some of my older videos that I have. We've got Mega Bastiodon. Now, this Pokemon is a classic example of way too many 4x weaknesses to every move in the game without having any stats other than 2 good stats to back up any of the options that it can run. So hopefully, Mega Bastiodon will be able to do just as good as we were able to use it before. Now, the fourth entry for this list is actually one of my favorite Pokemon in the game. Everyone's favorite kind of creepy-ish Pokemon to talk about and to kind of make stories and rumors about is Hypno. Very fun Pokemon. Stats are quite lacking, and you very rarely see this thing in play, pretty much ever, over any Pokemon, even in PU. Now, I chose this Pokemon because I'm a little bit biased because I quite enjoy it, but hopefully we'll get some good use out of this one. Now, the next entry on our list is the classic Bug-type Pokemon. Now, everyone knows that Bug types are quite known for being not the best offensive or defensive in terms of typing. Now, Illumise, as the one we've chosen, as you already know, has while it's not only just a bug type, it also has really bad stats to back up its typing. But we're hoping to prove some people wrong again with this Pokemon as well. So hopefully we'll be able to put in some work with this Pokemon. And the last entry on our list is the greatest Pokemon of all time. I don't know how this Pokemon is in PU, not in Ubers or anything like that. We've got Dedenne. The incredible typing Pokemon, but with absolutely nothing else to back it up. The only fairy stab move it gets as Play Rough off its base 58 attack stat. So we've got very high hopes for Dedenne in this competition. I would not be at all surprised if this Pokemon comes out as the worst of the worst. Anyways, these are all of our competitors. Now, the rules of this competition are very simple. Beginning with a new account, I will attempt to ladder and compete for 15 games in the OU metagame, or at the very least until I can play 5 games where the individual competitor itself gets usage. Now, using these experimentally determined values of kills, deaths, all with respect to the amount of battles that they would have seen play, along with a personal opinion on versatility and just personal enjoyment of using the Pokemon, I will be setting up a ranking system to settle once and for all which Pokemon is the worst of the worst.